context really about my school. We are based in Alnwick in North Northumberland. We're a 13 to 18 high school, so we are fed from 5 middle schools around Northumberland, so it's quite an extensive catchment area. We have about 1,500 in our school, no, 1,150, I've just added wishful thinking. I wonder where we put them, but never mind. And there's about, I think next year, we've got a sixth form of about 350, which is quite a huge year 12 expected from September. We're a split site school. We've been promised to rebuild several times. I think we're eventually going to get one in 2012. In 2016, the place is falling down. Miss Philippa will testify when she visited us again on Tuesday. We were recently Ofsteded last October and were given good. And the inspectors said that they reckoned, with the systems and the things we had in place, they reckoned we could be outstanding in a couple of years, and that's what our target is. So what I want to do really is to take you through our learning journey for professional development. This is what we did, and I'll take you through what we did, how we did it, why we did it, and the so what of what's going to come on. And basically we went on a learning journey. About 5 years ago, we decided that our CPD wasn't really fit for purpose. And it wasn't my idea, this. It wasn't our senior team, it wasn't part of the senior team. I'm part of the leadership team responsible for teaching and learning in CPD as I was then. This came from grassroots. This was from our heads of department. It was a then teaching and learning group that I had, saying to me, we have 5 training days through the year. We don't connect the learning. We have 2 in September, or 1 in October. The next one isn't until March. What we do in those training days, we were trying to look at assessment for learning 5 years ago. I looked at the PowerPoints and thought, you know, how are we going to embed this at all? So we took a radical think about what we were doing. If we wanted to make a difference, if we wanted to move to outstanding, then we were going to have to think about, get the adult learning right, and we get the student learning right. And that's what I started to think about. And we really had to think very, very deeply as part of a senior leadership team as to what we were doing. So we did things quite radical. We got rid of the training days. We have 1 in September, and we still use 1 for moderation. Huge amount to do. We then decided we'd get rid of parents' evenings, so we got rid of them. We have 2 consultation days, and we also restricted the reports, so staff weren't doing a lot of reports. We took all of our learning and we put it into a Wednesday afternoon session. We send the students home 2:30 on a Wednesday. We'd done this prior to this rethink, but we just let departments run their own CPD, and it just wasn't working. We were in danger of losing that valuable time because departments weren't using it, they weren't using it properly, as well as the training days. So we focused on developing a system where we would develop our CPD strategically using our school improvement plan, using our raising achievement plans, and developing action plans. So it's not so much doing to the staff as working with them. So we decided about really reinforcing the importance of CPD leadership, and we set about creating a school improvement team. Sorry, not a school improvement team, a school experience team. All right? We wanted people that were going to distribute the leadership and then be part of a team. So we decided on creating this school experience team and facilitating the adult learning, distributing the leadership. We set about creating a group of people that were going to deliver the learning, not just me standing up in front of a group of people 4 or 5 times a year. It had to be relevant, it had to make transfer, it had to transfer the pedagogy, it had to be important to the teachers. They had to take something away from these sessions that they could then use with their students, that they could develop, that they could find was valuable. So we put it through. All our CPD now is focused on inquiry questions. We produce at the beginning of the year a system on every single session, whether it's departmental, whether it's joint departmental, all is based through inquiry questions that come from the school improvement plan. We experienced reciprocity. We looked at other schools, we talked to them, we do bring in external providers, we learn from each other as well. It's a very, very important collaborative work that we do. And to get good sessions, we used sessions where they share the learning. So the staff are now grouped together in clusters. We mix everybody up. They're not departmental based. We have a split site school, so some staff can go through the whole year, unless we did this without actually seeing anybody else. They maybe meet at the beginning of the year and didn't actually see anybody else until the end of the year because it was so, you know, in little sort of groups. So that's what we did. We put them into clusters, and now our CPDs run with a school experience team. So the senior leadership team had to get our heads around this. So we thought about, we were thinking I'll just explain this quickly, that we use the idea of Senge's sort of iceberg, and the idea that you see what's going on in the top, but you don't actually know what's going on underneath. So we looked at aspects of our CPD development, the events that are happening. People were saying to me prior to this, well, I want to go on this course, but well, why? Okay, you can go on this course. We had some money then, we've got nothing now, so it's just as well that we changed it because we haven't got a penny. So we've got events, could I go on that course? Then that was tried, followed up, there was patterns, one-off training days, as I've said, structures, processes, framework, shape, plan, do, review, CPD, and the money that was costing. And then we wanted to look at the mental models. How could we change the perception of CPD? What was it used to be like? We did have positive mental models, but there was a lot of individuals saying, I want to do this, I want to do that, rather than collectively for what we want to drive a school if we're going to get to outstanding.